Happy Tuesday, everybody. Coming to you live from my wife's home office. It is the Refined Roundtable. Once again, I am Brandon Bernstead, joined as always by Britt Thorson and Abby Lushai. How you guys doing?
Good. Day, who knows what of quarantine, right?
Yeah, we're at the point now where I just am going by the days of the week. Basically don't even know what month we're in anymore.
Same. Although I was curious, someone asked me the other day whether they think it's going really quickly or whether it's going really slowly. And my gut reaction was to say that it seems like it's going really slowly. But when you actually look at the day of the month, I mean, we're in late April, which is shocking to me. So now I'm like, wait, is it actually going really quickly? What do you guys think?
I think March went by so slow, like dangerously slow. But I think April has sped up. I think now that we're kind of in the thick of it, it's maybe going a little faster, but March was probably the longest month of my entire life.
I found that I'm just like in the routine now. It's just my day to day has normalized. So I know that I'm going to I have my set routine where I get up, I take the dogs for a walk, I do some sort of workout, and then I get on my laptop and I just, I'm here. This is where I am. Or recording stuff in my home.
It's all about routine. Same. I've had the same thing. It's like I spend the first half of the day working at the table in my kitchen, and then when I take my afternoon walk/run with my dog, then when I'm back, my second half of my day is in this home office. So it's like we're spreading it up.
Just moving from place to place to place.
Room to room, just to give me some sort of change.
Well, here's the good news. Pop culture never stops. There is always news to discuss. So I want to get into our hot topics. And you guys brought this one to my attention. So I'll let you take it. The cast of Friends are getting in on the All-In Challenge, which a number of celebrities have to raise money for charity. And they're offering a chance to hang out with the entire cast.
This is like a Friends fan's dream come true. Not only are they doing a reunion at some point in time, TBD, which now is pushed out further thanks to COVID, because they were unable to film the reunion. But what they're offering instead is that the winner, quote unquote, of this all-in challenge can choose 5 of their friends, so 6 of their friends total, can come and hang out with the 6 actual friends at the premiere screening of this reunion whenever that does take place on studio or lot 24 or whatever the famous lot is that they did all of the filming of Friends to begin with, which is just, I mean that's the peak of life. Everything else is going to go downhill if you're a Friends fan after having that interaction.
Oh, absolutely. My best friend is one of the biggest Friends fans I know. And when I saw this, I immediately sent it to her and I was like, you got to get it. I was like, I want you to get it so that I can get it and we can both get it, but you got to do this.
Now, Abby, you've been getting involved in the All-In Challenge. So you are all in to attempt to get some of these
Yes.
prizes or rewards. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I wrote the story for Seattle Refined about Russell Wilson and Sierra and their all-in challenge. And so I was on the website and I was kind of looking around and I was like, these are so, there's so many super cool things that you can win. And you really don't, $10, that's all you really have to put in if you want. And so I was like, and it's for a good cause. So I was like, I'll take $50 and I'm just going to spread it out. And so I did what did I do? The Matthew McConaughey football game one. I did Leonardo DiCaprio and being on a movie with him or a walk-on role or something. And then I did a couple more. And so I told my friend, I was like, listen, maybe on payday, I'll do another one, but I already did a little more. So you got to take one for the team and do this for us because we need this.
That's awesome. Yeah, and think about how much money they're gonna win too. Or not win. Sorry, how much money they're gonna kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Raise.
Raise. No, this is probably. I feel like this is gonna be one of the biggest draws for people. When I did the story last week, I think early in the week, $4 million had already been raised. I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but I would be very curious to see how much it's gonna jump because of this Friends package that you can win. Yeah, that's just a dream come true for anybody who doesn't love Friends.
And think about the person who wins. All of their friend group is just going to be clamoring to be in that top 5.
That person is going to be the most popular person in.
Oh, It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, this is well, good on them for doing something cool and giving a Friends fan a chance to do something truly unique, and hopefully it's a good hang. I mean, I feel like they all still get along super well, so you imagine they'll be ready to chat and dish and drink some wine.
100%.
Oh, I guess.
All right, we're moving on to something that I saw that was just ultra relatable. Camila Cabello, pop star, had her mom trim her bangs during quarantine, and as you can imagine with a home haircut, she already messed it up. Is how we'll edit ourselves here. This just begs the question for me: would you let a family member give you a haircut in the midst of quarantine?
No.
That was just resounding.
Not that I don't trust my mom with most things, but I've worked very hard to grow this hair over the past 3 years, and I'm not going to let anyone mess it up except for my hairstylist. And she would kill me if I let anybody do anything to my hair during quarantine. Thankfully, I got my hair done literally 2 days before everything was shut down. So like I'm pretty solid that by the time I get out, it'll be where my appointment is. So I'm one of the lucky ones in that sense.
I am, obviously, Abby and I are different in that we're not pop stars like Camila Cabello is. But I will say that in general, I would think that women have probably a little bit of an easier time with this in terms of hair trims, not styling, not color, not anything like that, because you can just, like, your hair won't look that different in 2 months of growth, right? And all of the hair kind of oopsies that I'm seeing on Instagram and TikTok are all men, because you guys are the ones where 2 months of growth actually does make a difference, like in what you guys look like. So Brandon, I feel like you need to kind of speak up here.
I was just letting you guys go first because I have some thoughts, obviously. I had to have my wife and my sister-in-law like trim the back of my like hair where you kind of get some like growth down to the neck and it looks really gross. You got to just get the neck cleaned up. But my flow right now is, for me, extremely long. Like as you can see, we've gone to like a mostly hat situation here. I'm a once every like 2 to 3 weeks haircut guy. Like once every 3 weeks is my norm, which I know is often, but that's like my thing. I like getting my hair cut. I go to my barber, I hang out, Valentine's Men's Grooming in Greenwood. We kick it for an hour, we chat, and I get my hair cut. And I miss it. I have had dalliances briefly with like, should I shave my head? You know, should I do the buzz cut? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because
if you do it, film it.
I'm 100% not going to, like, because here's what I realized. I've never had a buzz cut in my life, and this isn't going to be the time. Like, I don't want to come back from this and be like, oh yeah, it looks terrible. Like then you're stuck for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm letting it ride.
When
like,
times are already uneasy like they are, I feel like the worst thing, like not the worst thing, but like something that is avoidable that you could do is give yourself a bad haircut, and then not only have to live in this time where we're all pretty flustered in our emotions, but then just to add on top of it a bad haircut, it's just, yeah,
I mean, it's like, it's long though. Like it's down, we're getting close to the eyes, and
do kind of like a Jerry curl kind of situation.
I know, it's like, it really, you know, I can do some things with the styling here. I can also do kind of like the you know, the like dashboard confessional look from, you know.
Maybe a little Justin Bieber over the front or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's lots of options for me. I'm getting a lot of grow out on the sides. There's like gray hairs coming in more and more. It's a nightmare. I'll be like, when we get out of this, I'm hitting up my barber immediately. I need the first chair, and I'm just,
the rush of people to salons and spas and it's gonna be wild. I hope all those businesses make it through, because they'll get a lot of business once, you know, we open back up. But I'm sure they're struggling. Kind of the beauty pampering industry has got to be struggling right now, and
absolutely
everything else.
Yeah, keep trucking, make it through. We need you on the back end. Like, they can open up one thing and like do the social distancing and sanitizing and get, you know, one person or two people in there at a time. Salons, that's where I'm at. Salons, barbershops. That's all I need. I can do the rest in quarantine. I just want to get my hair cut. Like, that's it. Like, we're good. All right, let's move on. I've got another one for you. I basically just put this in for Abby because, as we discussed, she's a One Directioner or whatever One Direction fans are called. Like this reunion, One Direction reunion, is happening. I think it was Liam, this guy who's by far the least famous of the five of them, went on some live stream thing and essentially just like let the cat out of the bag that they were definitely doing a reunion and they're trying to figure out what it is. So, Abby, the floor is yours. How excited are you that this appears to be a real thing in some capacity?
I mean, I was already pretty convinced last week, as we discussed, because of all the things that I found in the depths of Tumblr and TikTok and all of the things like that. But just hearing it kind of from one of them was just the confirmation that I needed. And then he also went on a Instagram live with Niall, and so that was really nice to like see them together and to hear that, you know, there's like a group chat going on and like the wheels are turning. And so their anniversary is in the summer, and so I'm not really anticipating anything until the summer and all of this is kind of settled down, but it's just nice to know that it's like for sure happening. I'm still not convinced it's anything like a tour or an album, but I'm just hoping for a single. But
what if they did a one-off concert somewhere, like in London, like just one night only? Would you go?
I'd try to go. There'd be so many people after those tickets. I don't know if I'm speedy enough with the Ticketmaster and getting in line and stuff, but I would try my best.
Is there any bad blood there, Abby? Like when they broke up, is there anyone who like hypothetically didn't want to be or whatever?
Well,
how's that gonna work?
Well, they 2015 was a rough year for us Directioners. Lots of fighting and like subtweeting, and I know that Louis and Zayn got in a big Twitter fight with Schoolboy Q was involved for some reason that I can't remember, but they got in a Twitter exchange, and I know that like a few of the boys were mad at, mostly it was Zayn versus everyone, but I feel like maybe enough time has passed, and I'm pretty sure that he's involved with the reunion, which just makes my heart, you know, warm. But I think that, you know, it's been 5 years. I hope that it's settled. I think that it's getting close, if anything.
All right, we'll look forward to whatever happens there, just so like we can get your reaction. Like as soon as it's confirmed, I just like want you to film your gut shot reaction as a hardcore.
You know that when we're back in the office, you'll be aware when more news is, because I will literally audibly like, and you'll be like, "What happened?" And I'll be like, "You guys," and you know, look, wow.
I'm ecstatic to see this in person.
Oh yeah.
All right, I've got our final hot topic is one that I saw this recently. I don't even tell you guys about it because I just like want your reaction because it blew my mind a little bit. Here is the headline. There are now haute couture. Oh, we're running out of time. There are now haute couture wedding masks with the proceeds going directly to healthcare workers. So yes, they are supporting a good cause.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Now, I want to be clear. I had to go through like an Instagram swipe up and like 3 different links to find this site. So like, I'm not saying that this is a widespread thing, but these do exist apparently.
Look at the beading. It's just,
No, I was like, does that match her dress? Like, are they custom to dresses, or are they just decorated like a dress?
that's intricate.
It is. I would say that they're probably hand decorated to match the suit or the dress. It's a look.
It's a choice.
My biggest.
Sorry, go for it. I know you have a hot take. Give it to me.
Well, my biggest question is just like, okay, obviously weddings have been significantly impacted by COVID-19, and a lot of them have been canceled or moved and all that stuff. if you're going through with your wedding, more power to you. You absolutely should do whatever works best for you. But like my biggest thing is like you most likely you're quarantining with the person you're marrying. So you wouldn't theoretically need to wear this at any point, because you're still going to have to practice social distancing during the wedding. Like the officiant's going to have to be somewhere. You're going to have to do stuff. So like you're essentially wearing this just to be like, this is the time we're living in. You know, you're not doing it because it actually gives you any manner of safety, because most likely the person that you're living with is the person you're marrying.
But the people at the wedding, though, would be like my only thought. Like, are they all going to wear masks? Like, everyone going to wear masks? But like the reception, will there still be receptions? Like, maybe it's just if like you're still planning to have like people at your wedding. I don't know. It's very weird.
I do, obviously, anytime you have people wearing masks and being safe and donations going to healthcare workers, obviously those are both fantastic things. I do kind of not fully understand, first of all, if you're still going ahead with a wedding that would have enough people there that you would need a mask. Are you necessarily making the right decision, as sad as that may be? And then also, yeah, if you're just wearing the mask for your significant other or the much smaller group that you should have at a wedding, which is probably a little bit more on the responsible side at this point in time, then is it a moot point? So, but you're right. I think in terms of like having the photos of the masks is almost like a little like snapshot of like this is what 2020, you know, April 2020 was like, kind of situation.
During COVID.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you'll never forget our anniversary.
I want to know who's buying them.
Yeah, same.
I think it's maybe not that many people would be my guess.
I'm gonna send that link to my friends that are getting married this summer.
Yeah.
Pass it along. Like you never know. And the proceeds go to a good cause. So I guess, as Britt said, there is that.
Really no downside, I guess. It just doesn't make total sense to me, but whatever. It's not me.
All right, so we've yeah, that was, well, I don't even know. My mind's still a little blown about that. Before we go, as we wrap things up, refined, recommend, streaming recommendations for the people, by the people. What do you guys got?
I spent the last 24 hours binging the first season of The Politician on Netflix. It's what's his name? He was the original
Ryan
guy.
Murphy.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy, but who's the Ben something? Yeah. It was so good. I'm actually mad at myself for waiting as long as I did. It's been on my list for quite a while. And essentially it's a story about a high school kid. It's Glee-ish, but like the good version of Glee before it got, a little much. A high school senior who really wants to win class president because he wants to eventually be president of the United States. And it's just like a lot of high school pettiness, but also real life, like, it's Ryan Murphy, so you've got a lot of kind of some dark stuff, some funny stuff. Gwyneth Paltrow is in there, plays the mom. Fantastic. Anyway, it was like just smacking. I just went through those like 6 episodes like it was just my job, and it was fantastic.
It's incredible, and I love it because it's like if you took all of the drama and the pettiness of politics in real life, but put it in like a high school setting. So it's just so
absurd.
Yeah, absurd. It's like, what is going on? But it's just, you're like, that actually happens in real life.
But with adults, we don't blink an eye. But when it's with children, it like looks really, really ridiculous. But it's still, Anyway, so I highly suggest it. It's on Netflix. I think there's like 6 or 7 episodes, so it goes pretty quickly. And they set it up so that I'm thinking there might be a second season, at least the way they set it up. So.
Brandon, you go. I'm still thinking. I'm still on the Vampire Diaries, so I have to go back into like my catalog.
Okay. Well, we could just say that Abby just still recommends the Vampire Diaries, and like we'd probably be correct. Like that's forever your streaming rec.
That's where I'm at currently in my life. So yes.
My recommendations are twofold. One, coming up, the biggest sports event on the calendar for months and months, the NFL Draft. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days of draft coverage. It's going to be virtual this year, which means like there could be technical mishaps. We don't know what we're going to get, but like it is sports content It is football content. I am fired up. This is like a national holiday for me, so I'm excited. My other one, shamelessly, would be The Bachelor Presents Listen to Your Heart. We're 2 episodes in. I honestly was not planning on watching this show because like I needed a little break before The Bachelorette and Paradise, and then this could be the last Bachelor content we get for a while. I went for it. It's electric. It's like if everyone was Jed from Hannah's season. It is so awesome. And like my biggest thing I realized in watching this show is that there's a whole bunch of singing. Like obviously that's like the trope. They're always singing off like one mic, which looks really good so they can get like the shots and stuff like that. But I cannot imagine myself being a person watching these contestants perform on a single mic, because if you're sitting 6 inches from each other singing, from far away that looks weird. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z don't use the same mic. You know why? Because it sounds weird and it looks weird. But on this show, that is what they do all the time. It is electric.
No, it's very, very good. I was very, very skeptical. I'll just piggyback off this and do this as mine this week. I'll be better next week. But I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I don't hate it as much as I thought. Do I love it? I don't know if I'm there yet, but I don't hate it.
Give me a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks we'll see how it goes.
I do recommend. I think you should give it. Try do the first episode and just let us know what you think.
If for any reason I would do it, it would be, and Abby, you're still slightly new to the team, so you will come to learn this, but there's a special level of fired up that Brandon gets about a seemingly random thing. Like, I think you just saw it a little bit. Like, I'm not sure maybe many people would pick up on the one mic thing, but Brandon did, and he has thoughts. And that, for me, is a reason to watch it, just so I can kind of understand that one level that we get that special, intense Brandon for.
All right, and because we're on the free plan, we've got to wrap this up on Zoom. We've used our time, so we'll be back later this week with more refined roundtable. Good to see you guys. Thank you.
That is relatable.